working on block number 65. It's called Anniversary. The book has it done in like maybe pinks and some blacks, but I'm doing mine, I'll show you, in cheddars and greens. So let's get... There's 10 of them. Time to go to the ironing board. These half square triangles are my fault this week. And probably in the last couple of weeks, I don't know, but they are really off to me. We'll see how this turns out. I have a lot of ranchers driving by my road today. It's haying season. I'm going to have to go steam the living daylights. I'll be so glad when these braces are off, but I still have a year to go. I'll be glad. I have to go steam the living daylights out of this block. How's that? It's a little bit small though, so I hope it's not quite 4.5 by 5.5, but another one done. This is what I was talking about. I think it was a week or two ago. When I get a block done, because it's still not quite as flat as I really want it, I will lay it face down here on the back part of my sewing table, and then I will put this acrylic square ruler on top of it with a hand weight or a kettlebell, some piece of exercise equipment that's really heavy, or I have this pin cushion sometimes, whatever I can get on it. So it kind of lays those seams open and flat. So it seems to work kind of good for me. So if you're having a hard time having your blocks stay flat, try it and see how you like it. Next in line is block number 66, and it's called Formal. And I forgot to mention, I've been thinking about this for some time. If you are a primitive wool rug hooker, could you please send me a message through my Pinterest account? I have 2 and maybe 3 rug kits that I would like hooked, but I can't because I have a really bad ganglion cyst right here, and I am left-handed. I've had it surgeried once. I'd had it removed once. But if anybody would like to trade services, like one rug per quilt, I will quilt a quilt top for you. And I'm just going to throw this out there, and one of the first couple of people I think that will respond, I will get back with. But it's not yarn rug hooking. It's not latch hook. It's a primitive rug hooking project. One is by Stacy West. The other kit I want to say is by Maggie Bonanami. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And then the third one, I'm not really sure who it's by, but I have the wool, I have everything. But please send me a message through my Pinterest. It's more secure. You can find me on Pinterest at Shanda Lindsay, just my name. But send me a message via Pinterest and I'll get back with you. 1, 2, I'm changing this block up. You'll see this fabric is not contrasting, so we'll see how it looks when I'm done. Number 66 is called Formal, and I obviously switched up the colors. I'm looking at the picture here in my book that's laying right here beside me. The one in the book is reds and blacks, and I did mine in pinks and blues. I don't know why, but I've had just an affinity of pink and blue lately. This one this is in the book. This is contrasting to these two, but I wanted it to look like a regular bow. like a bow tie. So 66 called Formal is in the bag. I am on number 67, Savannah. I'm kind of on a roll here today. Let me fix my hair. I have hat hair today, so I'm wearing a hat. It's called Savannah, and I'm switching it up. The book has it done in like polka dots and white and blue. Let me show you this really quick. That's how the book has it. This is, I'm going to do mine in reds and a red printed shirting for a background fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the really small, I believe they're 1 by 1 1/4 squares that are going to go in block number 67, Savannah. The last block I'm going to do today is called Stonegate, and it is number 68 right here. And I'll show you the colors I'm going to do it in. I think I'll do the center section first. This last block is a little bit easier, and I like it when I end with an easier block, because after so many half square triangles or you have so many pieces to a block, this number 68, it's called Stonegate, and it's just a smidge easier to finish up with for the day. Why is it I always have one block that does this? But I'm not going to rip it out. See, all my other blocks, all my other seams, that one's a little off too. And I know it's because when this one's on and this one's on and this one's off and this one's off. I don't care. But I know it's because when I fold this and I stitch this down, I try to make my seams kiss. Make sure that those are matching up. But sometimes, depending on which piece of fabric is on the bottom, which face the feed dogs to your sewing machine, and which piece of fabric gets eased in the most. So I know that's what the cause of this is, right here and right here. But it is what it is, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'd rather have a quilt done than perfect at this point. There's a lot of these little blocks, and if I can encourage you to keep going, they are addicting. But don't beat yourself up over little tiny things like this. I'm not. I'm just going to keep going forward and get them done. So, anyway, I think the thing I like about this quilt the best is that I'm using some of my very favorite fabrics. So, even though I have just a scrap of that fabric, it's in here. And I enjoy working on fabrics that I love. Life is too short to work with fabric that you don't like, or that you want to just rip out and start again because you think it's too vivid or too dull or whatever, you don't like the pattern. But I'm making sure that I am working with patterns and fabrics and colors that I love, that I have been saving, those pieces that I've been put away and like, oh, I'm going to use this on something special later on in life. Well, now is the time, and I've dug all those out. And like I said, I'd rather have this quilt finished than just sitting there not finished and waiting until it's going to be perfect, because it will never be perfect. So keep going. I just heard our radio announcer talk about a song that she's playing on the radio, but it is that time of year where my area, you see lots of farm equipment out in the field, and I love seeing it. I love smelling the fresh mown hay. I love seeing the hay bales of all shapes and sizes. One field may have just regular hay bales, one may have 1-ton bales, one may have 1-ton round bales. I love seeing it all, and I love, absolutely love pivot lines in my area. But I am in the middle of a book, and it was so interesting. I returned it to my library, but I bought it off of Amazon because I think it's very important, and I'm going to do a book review on it later. But The Case Against Sugar by Gary Taubes, Taubes. Really, really good book. I'll probably do a book review on this later, but in the meantime, have a good week. Be safe wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing in the summertime, and hopefully this finds you with some decent weather.